Right. Good morning, guys. So, in our last session, we have started discussing about volumes and snapshots. So, any questions for me before starting the session? So, did you get any chance to perform this task? Is that went well? Any difficulties? I hope I'm audible. All right. So, thanks for confirming that, Manoj. So, here in today's session, we are going to deep dive into the snapshots option. So, but before that, let me quickly launch an EC2 instance. So, launch instance. I'm going to take Windows Server 2016 base, T2 micro, and I'm going with all the default options here. Storage 30 gigs is okay. If I want to add additional volume, I can go here and I can add it. I'm going to take 1 GB volume, and delete and termination is not selected. Tags, and I'm going to give my instance 1, and as it is a Windows instance, I'm going to choose Windows SG, review, launching using an existing key pair. Couldn't hear you. So it's a message from Swaraj. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, Avi.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So Swaraj reach. Okay. So here I have my EC2 instance, and in backend, I'm going to have an EBS volume. So one 30 GB volume and another one is 1 GB volume. So as it is like, even while launching EC2 instance also, if you add additional volume, you need to make it available. So let's get connected to this EC2 instance and let's add some data. So when coming to the snapshot, so yesterday we have seen if you want another like copy of the volume in another availability zone, what we did, we created a snapshot. From that snapshot, we have like created a number of the volumes. So that we can choose required availability zone and all. In what availability zone you want to create and all. So when coming to the snapshots, so basically snapshots actually stores in backend S3 platform. But remember, it's not in your S3 platform. AWS uses its own S3 platform to store the snapshots. So snapshots stores in S3 platform in backend. We can't see that. Whenever you go to snapshot screen, you can see that, but not in your S3 buckets and all. It uses S3's own platform. First thing, snapshot works as point in time recovery copy or option. So that means you have a volume. So you have a volume, like let's take our 2 GB or 1 GB volume only. So you have added 2 files, then you have taken a snapshot. Otherwise, you have taken a snapshot at 7:40 AM. Now, after you took the snapshot, you have added 2 more files. Okay, at 7:45, you have added 2 more files. So will that files also come to this particular snapshot? No. Whenever you are initiating restore from the 740 snapshot, you will get only 2 files, not the 4 files. So if you want to add these 2 files also, yes, you can take another snapshot. So whenever you're taking another snapshot, now those 2 files also going to be backed up. So backend AWS is going to use incremental backup mechanism. So incremental means, so from first snapshot, what are all the files modified, it is going to backup. But this size is going to show as a 1 GB. This size also show as a 1 GB. If you delete this, so backend, what are the files it have? It is going to copy it here and Amazon is going to give all the files. This is backend mechanism. If you ask me to show, I don't have any option to show that. So, but I'll show you how to take a snapshot and what after that, what files you added and all that I can show you. So, but how AWS is doing it, that we don't have visibility on how it is working. So, but mechanism AWS uses is, it works as point in time recovery copy. So now at 740, you took a snapshot. At 750, you took a snapshot. If you are initiating a restoration from 740 copy, you will get only those files. If you are initiating restoration from 750 copy, you will get all the 4 files. Okay. So it keep on won't track this and it is not going to get the changes from here, whatever the files modified and all, it won't get to the snapshot. That mechanism is not possible here. First thing. If you want to take a snapshot periodically for every 1 hour or every 2 hours, yes, we can do automation by using DLM, Data Lifecycle Manager, that after 15 or 20 minutes later, we are going to discuss that. Okay, so Snapshot works as a point-in-time recovery copy. It uses S3 platform in backend. And another thing that we can create a snapshot. After creating the snapshot, we can create a volume in same region but another AZ. So you have another EC2 instance in episode 1B, that volume is not available. But what you can do, you can create a snapshot. You can create a volume in same region, in Mumbai region only. You can choose your region. So that's one option. We can copy snapshot to another region. There we can create a volume in required availability zone. That's your option. So then another option is we can share snapshot with another AWS account. We can share a snapshot with another AWS account. So now if I'm sharing from Mumbai region to your AWS account, you will get it in Mumbai region only. So if you want from Mumbai region, you can copy and you can create your volume in desired region. That is purely your option. We can make snapshot public also. That means whoever have snapshot ID or whoever knows the snapshot name, they can get connected to that. They can create a volume. They can attach it to their EC2 instance and they can view the data. So we can even make the snapshot public also. So these are the possible options. And another option Amazon recently introduced is fast snapshot restore. See, based on the snapshot size or volume size. See, we even working with the 1 TB snapshots also. In my current project, we even working with the 1 TB project, 1 TB snapshot. So if you want to initiate a volume creation from that 1 TB snapshot, how much time it is going to take? It's going to take at least 90 minutes or 120 minutes, 2 hours or 1.5 hours. So, but I have a compliance requirement that is a backup copy. I want to do that pretty quickly. So in that case, we can depend on an option called fast snapshot restore. So snapshot restoration process is going to boost up. It boosts the snapshot restoration process, but it is going to cost heavily based on, like, whenever you turn on this feature for any of the availability zone, so then you are going to start getting charged for that. So don't enable that feature. Even in our organization also, we don't enable that feature until unless you have a specific volume that need to be restored pretty quickly. In that scenarios itself we enable. Generally we don't depend on this option, right? So these are the options we have in Snapshot. And one more important point when coming to this, we cannot share default encrypted snapshot. We cannot share a snapshot that is encrypted with default encryption key. So why? Because this default encryption key is specifically generated and made it available for only our AWS account. So we cannot share it. But if you're taking any custom encryption key and all, yes, you can. You can definitely share that snapshot. And this snapshot also used in another manner. That is, so if we want to enable encryption for an existing volume, not possible. It is not possible to encrypt an existing volume. So in that case, what you can do, so we can create a snapshot. We can create a snapshot of the volume. While initiating restore, we can enable required encryption. We can enable the encryption. So technically, volume is same. See, we have a volume. This volume is unencrypted. Now I need same volume, but my requirement is I want to have it as an encrypted one. So I can create a snapshot. From this snapshot, if I create a volume, technically both are going to same, right? While creating a volume from the snapshot, we do have an option to encrypt it. So I can encrypt this. So technically this is going to be encrypted. All right. So this is a mechanism recently introduced. Even in our material, it's wrong. So why? Because earlier there is that feature is not available. So that is another option. We commonly use this snapshot mechanism. Right. So here is my EC2 instance. Let me get connected to it quickly. Windows R, MSTSC. Given the public IP address here, click on connect. Default username is administrator. Meanwhile, I'm going to browse the key pair to get the password. So here is my key pair. Key pairs. Right. So default username is administrator. Grab the key pair. Given the key pair here, give OK. And I got connected to this particular EC2 instance now. So I can write some data to this particular 1 GB volume and to show you the remaining options. So I have open disk management. I'm going to make it as an online and I'm going to initialize this disk with MBR and give a right click, new simple volume. Next and finish. So we got our volume. So now go to this PC and verify whether we have two volumes or not. Navigating to this PC, We got the two volumes, and I'm going to write some data to this additional volume. Right. Seems this file is a bit heavy. That recently I attended a webinar on AWS, so 11 MB. I'll share this one when time comes. The restoration, disaster recovery scenarios. Snapshot also one of the part of disaster recovery only from AWS. Right, so here I have some data in this volume D. So now I need another copy in same region, but for another availability zone. So I can take this volume and I can create a snapshot. Click on create snapshot. First option, we already know what exactly it is. Modify volume to increase the size. Decrease the size is possible? Definitely no. So create a snapshot. Click on create a snapshot. What exactly name you want to see? See, while creating this feature, so from unencrypted snapshot volume, if you are creating a snapshot as unencrypted one, this snapshot also unencrypted only. But whenever you are creating a volume from this, at that time we will get an option. See, it's a not encrypted. Why? Oh, my volume is not encrypted. So I'm going to call this as a backup copy, create snapshot. So now automatically we are going to get a snapshot here. Okay. So if you pick that volume, if you go to the settings, create snapshot lifecycle policy, this we will talk in some time. What exactly this particular feature and all, we will talk in some time. So periodically we can take a snapshot of this particular volume. For that, this particular option. Delete volume, as it is already in use state, we cannot delete. We need to detach, then only you can delete it. Attach volume, it's already in attached state, so we cannot attach to another EC2 instance. Detach volume, you know what exactly. If you want to detach from the EC2 instance, if you're facing any issue or if it is taking too long time to detach, you can use force detach volume option. And when coming to the change auto enable IO setting, whenever you enable this, IOPS operation scaling is going to managed by AWS only. Whenever you click on this more info, so it tells us what exactly that feature is. So Amazon is going to continuously monitor the IOPS performance, input output operations per second is going to be monitored by AWS and it is going to be managed. So all you need to do is enable auto volume IO. So this also we really don't enable, but if you want to, you have that option. So then add or edit tags. So this tagging is important. For example, for additional volume, I'm going to add another tag called backup. Schedule 1 is the name, is the value I'm giving. Key is backup, value is schedule 1. Click on save. All right. So now we have volumes and snapshot got created. So this snapshot we can use for these purposes. Here is my snapshot. If I want to go here, if I want to create a volume in same region but in different availability zone, when I'm creating here, it gives an option. Okay, what availability zone you want to pick, you can go and pick that. That is the first option. And if you're taking this option, see, when I'm creating a snapshot, it is giving an option. See here, encrypt this volume. I can click on encrypt. What encryption mechanism you want to use? I'm going to pick an encryption. Then I can give encrypted volume. Click on create volume. So what is happening now? Immediately I'm going to get a volume. See, this is a volume. Technically, these two are same or not? Technically, both are same. But if you go here, if you observe, this volume is not encrypted, this volume is encrypted. So we can use snapshot mechanism to create a, we can use snapshot mechanism to create a new encryption, new encrypted volume. This is another option, right? So when coming to this, we can copy snapshot to another region. There we can create. So for that, what you need to do is, let me delete this encrypted. Okay, let's have it. I'll show you. So here is a backup copy. So then if I want to copy to Northern Virginia, see, before copying, do I have any snapshot in Northern Virginia? In Northern Virginia, I don't have any snapshot. Even when I selected private snapshots also, I don't have any. Here we have an option. Okay, so now let me navigate here. Actions, copy to what region you want to copy. Okay, to Northern Virginia, I want to copy. Where is that? Okay, Northern Virginia, I want to copy. While copying, do you want to encrypt this? So what is the description you want to give? Copied from Mumbai region. Then click on copy. You guys don't do this copy operation. Why? Because data transfer out from your region is going to cost you a small cent, 0.001 cent per GB. See here, in Northern Virginia, we got our copied snapshot. When we can find that, whenever you selected this private snapshot, then only. See, whenever you are selecting owned by me, it shows your own along with the shade. So if you are selecting public snapshot, all the public snapshots available in Northern Virginia, 35,000 public snapshots we have. I don't know what is the purpose for that, who shared that and all. If you want to see, you can find their AWS account ID. You can click here, okay, add the owner information, add the owner alias. Click on close. See, this is shared by Amazon, but this one, they don't have any alias, but they shared. So different AWS accounts are there. So they created for different purposes. We really don't know what is the purpose of that. So private snapshot. If anyone shared any snapshot with you, you have the snapshot here. See, now the same snapshot, we got it in Northern Virginia. Now I can go here, I can create a volume. In what availability zone I want to create, I can choose based on my instance. Then I can go here, create volume, and I can associate it. So this is the second option. You can copy snapshot to another region, right? So that is the second option. And if you want to share snapshot with any other AWS account, so you can navigate to permissions or go here and click on modify permission. So first option is a public. If you want to make it public, see, in Mumbai region, we have 18,000 public snapshots. Similarly, 18,979 will become as a 980 if you made that as a public. So whoever knows that snapshot ID for what purpose you created and all, if they know, they can create a volume and they can associate. Okay. So another option here is private. So share this snapshot privately with another AWS account user. So you can just share it, give the 12-digit AWS account ID, add permissions, then that guy will get this in his AWS account. Okay, for example, see, I'm in different AWS account, guys. This time I'm in an AWS account called 2245. See, so account 2 number is this, account 1 number I'll show you. So I need this account number, that's why I came here. So this is my account 2 number. So I'm going to back to Avinash_T. So my AWS account number is this. See this. So I have total 2 AWS account. So now I'm in this particular AWS account. So from this particular AWS account, I'm going to share a snapshot to what account? To this particular account. Okay. So now navigate to actions, modify permissions. To what AWS account? To this particular AWS account I want to, giving that AWS account ID, add permissions. I have added that AWS account here, then click on save. So now immediately this is going to copy to another AWS account. How to verify? I'm going to switch to that particular AWS account. See, now I'm in this particular AWS account. When we navigate to snapshots, no snapshot, but whenever you navigate to private snapshots, see this, we have the snapshot. When it got created at 7:52, at 7:52, it got started some time back, I believe. So it's a not encrypted one and all. See, same snapshot copied here. How we got this? As we shared from account. So if you don't require here, you can just go here, you can delete it. Does not exist. Come on. Public snapshot owned by me. Private snapshot. Yes. So I think it's still copying. Okay. All right. So basically we need to, stop sharing from another AWS account. We cannot delete it. He did not own this. We have shared. Sorry, I forgot that. I forgot that. So let me go back to this Avinash. And how I switched, don't worry about that. We'll discuss later. So what I did, I have shared it with this particular account, right? Now, if I go to edit, if I remove this, if I save, so we cannot see that in that particular account. So now again, I'm going to switch to this account. And if you wait for a minute or two, so then this is going to clear. You just need to wait for a couple of browser got struck. You need to wait for a couple of minutes, then it will go from here. So that is like, sharing a snapshot to another AWS account. So you know how to make it public also. Right. So any questions on this snapshot, guys?
Avinash, so when we create a snapshot, it will be complete volume, right? It can we create something like a partial volume or a selected volume? I mean,
No,
selected space.
we don't have that option. You need to choose either entire volume.
Yeah, got you.
There is no option to choose a particular, like, maybe you are comparing it with the database mechanism. In
Yeah.
database, we can pick a particular schema, or you can even choose a particular tables also.
Yeah.
But here it's like, we need to choose the entire EBS volume, and entire EBS volume is going to be backup.
Yeah, and one more question. When we are creating a snapshot, so consider like we have incremental automation, the number of snapshots will increase, so the disk on the space also will increase, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, there is the pricing mechanism bit clumsy here. So now we have this 1 GB volume. So what happened if I add some more data? For example, I have taken only couple of files and I have added to this particular volume. So only 2 files got added. So if I go here, if I take a snapshot of that particular volume, if I pick this particular volume, if I create a snapshot, see only Amazon is going to backup 2 is the name I'm giving. See, I'm creating a snapshot. This time it's going to create pretty quickly the snapshot. See here how quickly this backup 2 got completed. Why? Because Amazon is comparing data. Okay, in backup 1, what are all the data we have here? So in backup 2, while creating, what is the data modified after taking this particular snapshot? Only that data is going to be backed up here. So that's why within seconds, the second backup got completed. Right. But you can see 1 GB here, you can see 1 GB here. So is Amazon is going to get charged for 2 GB? Not really. So the mechanism is how much storage you are using, how much utilization is happening on this 1 GB. For that utilized space only, AWS is going to cost us for the second. So if you're taking technically, your snapshot 1 is costing for this, snapshot 2 is not costing for all this, snapshot 2 costing for these two things only. So this is the backend mechanism. So
Avinash, one more small question. So
yes.
consider we have a EDS, EBS added. So if I delete that additional space or storage storage, will a snapshot still exist or it will be automatically deleted?
First of all, can we delete the size?
Okay.
Can we? So your question is, you have this 1 GB, you want to make it as a 512 MB.
Not decrease. I want to detach a complete EBS space, the additional space which I added.
How you detach? How you can
Okay.
detach that space?
We can only increase. We can't decrease, right?
Yes.
Okay. Even we can't detach. You mean to say?
Yes.
Avinash, one small question. Like you
Yeah.
have shown, right? When you created the second backup, it took the additional files. So when we copy from that second backup and the new volume, so complete data will be copied or only the new data will be copied?
Only new data will be copied. So that's why it happened pretty quickly. Within seconds only, the second snapshot got created.
No, that I understand. But we're using this snapshot. If we
If you
create,
initiate restoration, you will get all the data.
okay.
If you initiate restoration, for example, you deleted this, you got an updated copy. So what question you might get? See, this backup to contain, it took it took very less time to take a snapshot. Why it have taken backup of only 2 files. Now, if I delete this, am I going to get all the files backup? Yes. So in backend, AWS is going to sync both the snapshots and all, and you're going to have all the data. Now, if I create a volume in what, see, it's in episode 1A. So if I create a volume in episode 1A, I'm going to create it in episode 1A, create a volume. So now it's going to create now in episode 1A, it got created. If I go and if I attach this volume to my EC2 instance, I have attached it. If I go and give a refresh and I'm going to make it online. So now I got additional volume. If I go inside additional volume, I have all the data, not just only 2 files. You have seen it, right? This is what the question you raised, right?
Yes, Avinash. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So we will get all the data. So that's why the backend mechanism is a bit clumsy. But Amazon clearly states that AWS Snapshot works in incremental manner only. Even we have some diagrams. I really don't want to dig into, and I don't want to mess these things. So how AWS Snapshot works. So we have some images, whatever the one modify. See here, if you took this, you have a volume 1, you have taken a snapshot. So 10 GB got snapshot you have created here. So in stage 2, see, out of this 10 GB, you have modified 4 GB and you're taking a snapshot. See what is happening? Only that, 4 GB is taken here. After that, you have 2 more GB and you have added. So it is going to. So in simple, while taking a snapshot, what are the modifications happened? Only those modifications is going to taken from second snapshot. But backend, it is going to contain all the data. So that you need to understand. So if you don't understand the mechanism, there is no issue at all. No one is going to ask you this. As you are digging bit deep, I've shown this screenshot.
So Avinash, I have a question like in real time, normally how many snapshots do we need to keep? Like n-1, n-2 kind of, how many is it
I talked
recommended?
about that.
Okay, sure. And you talked about the express restoration. Can you elaborate on that? Normal restoration, express restoration, are they going to prioritize our network? How it's going to be happen pretty quickly?
Very simple. See, whenever we are playing any video game, we have accelerator, right? Along with the accelerator, we have another option, nitro. Whenever you click on nitro, what happened? So the same accelerator is going to happen pretty quickly. Similarly, you are copying some data. For example, you can perform copy operation from one folder to another folder, right? So, but if you are using an applications like a Terra copy, Teracopy also will do the same, but it improves the processing. It fasts up that process. It speeds up the process. Similarly, whenever you are enabling this fast snapshot restoration, so you are enabling it for AP South 1A. Whenever you go here, whenever you click on save, what happened? Whenever you are initiating any snapshot to AP South 1A, the process is going to be pretty quick. It's not normal process. The process is going to be boost up. So as AWS is boosting that process, for every single hour we are going to get charged. So $0.75 per hour per snapshot per GB per availability zone. So go here, charges varies by region. So here it shows what is a fast snapshot restoration pricing and all. So it's going to cost very, very heavily.
Gotcha. Thank you.
See. Right. So
Avinash, what's the reason for having a public snapshot when we could see there are a lot of them? So is it that a mess, or I mean, under what scenarios we
for example, Microsoft released a new language package so that they want to share it with all their customers and all. So what they will do, they will simply take a 1 GB snapshot. So instead of hosting, it's for mainly for AWS environment only, right? So they are going to create a public snapshot and they will share the public snapshots for all their whoever is subscribed to their marketplace and all. So that end customer no need to go and download, and they don't have any questions like, is it trusted we are downloading from the internet and all. So instead of that, as they are sharing a snapshot, we can search with that snapshot, go to actions, create volume, and associate to your EC2 instance.
Okay, got it.
So for example, if you observe my case, so here, okay, I have cleared, but I have some, see, from OpenVPN, I got some snapshots only. These are AMIs. I'll talk what exactly it is. So what they did, so they are sharing with me. Just like snapshots, they are sharing with me. So this is the AWS marketplace, and this is the owner ID of that. So whenever any new update is coming, they're sharing with me. So I can simply go here. If I want to launch something, I can go here, I can launch it. That's it. So for that purpose, similar purpose, we are going to have snapshots, public snapshots.
Okay.
So any other questions, guys? Right, now let's discuss what is DLM. So DLM stands for Data Lifecycle Manager. So this is also called as, in simple terms, we also called as a snapshot manager, but this is not a proper technical word, not from AWS and all, but in commonly we call it as a, okay, go to snapshot manager and create a schedule job and all, we are going to call it as, right? So now you have this particular volume. Okay, let me delete these unnecessary ones. I think this is already associated. Deleting. Detach. Okay. So now we have a volume. We have an EC2 instance, and that EC2 instance contains 2 volumes, right? So first of all, we need to decide before going to this lifecycle manager, data lifecycle manager or DLM, we need to decide, you want to take a backup at entire instance level. So you can pick this instance and how many backend volumes it contains. That doesn't matter. We are going to pick a tag at instance level and we are going to give this tag. So whenever you are launching an EC2 instance, whatever the tag you have given, right, all the volumes will get the same tags. That we already know. So you can choose an entire EC2 instance. You can create a snapshots of that entire EC2 instance EBS volumes. First thing. Otherwise, you can pick an individual EBS volume. You can pick that individual EBS volume tag. For example, this backup schedule 1. Is this tag available to my EC2 instance? No. Is it available to any other EBS volumes? No. It is available to only this particular volume. So if you want to create a backup for this particular volume, we can pick the unique tag associated to that particular volume. If I create any other additional volume, if I give this tag, so that tag, volume also will come to the backup scenario. So tagging plays some key role here. Tagging plays key role here, right? So now let's navigate to lifecycle management. Click on create lifecycle policy. So EBS snapshot policy. Let's pick that. That is like, you are going to create a backup copy for individual volumes or individual instances. Okay, this AMI is our tomorrow's topic. That means Monday topic. So we will discuss snapshot policy now. So let's go and pick the volume. Now, what is the description? Okay, hourly backup, or like, this description we are going to give project. So project 1 backups or production backup or non-production backup. Now here target with these tags. So what the volumes, what are all the volumes contains this particular tag. So those all volumes comes under this particular job. So you need to select based on the tags only. Okay, I'm going to select backup. That value is nothing but schedule. See, what are all the volumes contains this particular tag backup as a schedule 1, only those volumes will come to here. If you are giving multiple, yes, multiple volumes also come. So it is not going to look at instance level. If you are giving at instance level, if you go here, if you pick, okay, at instance level, what tag we have? Name as a instance 1. Go here, pick name as instance 1. So what exactly instance contains this tag? That entire instance backup is going to happen. So entire instance contain how many volumes? 2 volumes. Those 2 volumes comes to this backup job. So whether you are selecting individual instance level backup or volume level backup, that is important. So I'm going to take backup as a schedule 1. Now, do you want to add any tags for this? You can give it. And IAM role. So you can just go here, basically IAM role. On behalf of us, AWS is creating the snapshots, right? So definitely AWS needs some permissions. That permission, they are going to get it from here. Don't do anything, just click on default role. After 5 more sessions later, we will discuss what exactly this IAM policy, how to create our own policies and all. So now I'm going to select it here. Then schedule policy schedule 1. When coming to this policy schedule, at what time you want to take backup, how many backups you want to take, and what is the frequency you want to configure. So here schedule name. When coming to the schedule name, okay, daily backup, I'm going to call this as. So how frequently you want to take? Frequently, I'm going to take daily backup or hourly backup or weekly backup, or you can even pick cron expression also. I'll talk about this. Yearly, okay, start from what month? Weekly, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday only I want to take a backup copy. At what time? Basically, this time zone is in UTC. Okay, I want to take backup copy at this particular 9 UTC. Right. Now, if you even want to create like, you can even pick daily. Then within that, daily, I want to create a backup copy for every 2 hours or every 1 hour, I want to take a backup copy. For every 1 hour, I want to take a snapshot of the particular EBS volume. From what time onwards? So from this particular time onwards, it's going to start. So let me give for every 2 hours, I'm going to take a snapshot and the time zone is 9 a.m. UTC. So now for every 2 hours, it is going to create a snapshot. How many snapshots you want to keep? So generally in our organizational level, if it is a production, we are going to have last 14 days. This is a standard value for most of the organizations. If it is a production, last 14 days. If it is a non-production, last 7 days snapshots we are going to retain. This is retain value. So AWS is going to retain. So we need to. So now, for example, daily for every 24 hours, you are going to take a backup from 9 o'clock and I want to keep last 14 days. See, no need to give count. You can even mention age. So here, when snapshot got created, for coming 14 days, it will be available. If a snapshot create today, if snapshot age is older than 14 days, it is going to delete automatically. Whenever you scroll down to the bottom, it gives a policy summary. So every 24 hours, starting from this time, a snapshot is going to create and snapshot will retain for 14 days. 1 second, guys. So it's going to retain for 14 days, right? Do you want to enable? You can select it. So you can choose, okay, I want to keep most recently created 5 snapshot. In that scenario, you don't need to give age. So whatever the snapshot, most recent 5 snapshots I want to create. So you can give here, see, for every 24 hours from this time onwards, it is going to a maximum of 5 snapshots will be retained of a target volume. The oldest snapshot retained will be less than or equal to 5 days older. If it is less than or equal to 5 days older, then it will. But how many? The maximum of only 5 will be available. So most recently created 5 snapshot will be available here. So this is policy 1. Similarly, if you want to create another policy, yes, go here and this is adding tags to that. So if you want to add another one, go here, add a policy schedule 2, schedule 3, schedule 4. So same volume again and again at different time frames we can copy, but we really don't depend on schedule 2 and all. So one schedule is sufficient for us. So common values are for production 14 days, non-prod 7 days. So we can recover last 14 days data or last 7 days data if something happened to our EBS volume. So this is the option. So we do have an option called custom cron expression. So this cron job I have explained in our Linux course, but here is a cron format. Whenever you click on this cron format, it will take you to that. So here you observe basically it contains this value. Let's scroll down a bit. Some examples are there here. See, if you want to create a snapshot for every 50, basically minimum is 1 hour. So if you give 15 minutes, it won't run. So I want to create a snapshot every day at 10 a.m. UTC. So then very simple, grab all these values, write cron, open bracket, closed bracket, give that value. So you will get 2 spaces as you have performed copy and paste, remove 1 space between that. So now see, this is a cron job. So every single day at 10 a.m. this is going to happen. So this is minutes. At 10:15 you want to happen, then give 10 here, 15 here. So this is 12:15. At 12:15 it is happening, 12:15 on every single day. You want to run this from Monday to Friday only, but at 6 p.m. 18 means 6, right? So at 6 o'clock from Monday to Friday only this is happening. So you can take these as an example. Here only you can find it cron format. Then you can go and you can configure one. So that also we have. So I'm going to give daily, for every 1 hour or every 2 hours that, So this DLM is not going to cost us anything, but snapshot, yes. In backend, you must be within 30 GB. 30 GB comes under free tier eligibility. So how many? I want to keep 5. Then you want to add any tagging information from source? Yes, I want to add tags from my EBS volume. You want to add any of the tags? So job created from DLM, you can give it. Fast snapshot restoration, do you want to enable? Then you can enable this, but don't enable it. Now, where the snapshots are going to create? So basically, these all snapshots are going to create in Mumbai region. But while creating the snapshot, I want to copy that snapshot to any other region. See, this is a disaster recovery solution. So if entire Mumbai region goes down also, I need to have like, if any operational issue happen in Mumbai also, I need to have another copy in another region. So whenever it is creating a backup copy, it is going to copy that backup copy to different region. So for that, you need to select this. To what region you want to copy? Okay, I want to keep another copy in London region. In London, how many days you want to keep all these copies? So whenever it is copied to London, for first 2 days, I want to keep it. So technically last 2 copies. Do you want to enable? You can give it here. See, this is enable cross region copy. And when it is copied in London, for how many days you want to, you can give it, but we really don't use that, but we do have a feature. Even you can share it to cross account sharing also. So whatever the snapshot is creating here, you will have a copy here, but that is going to automatically shade. Sometime back, how exactly we have shade. So similarly, automatically it is going to shade with this given AWS account. So that option also we have here. So then if you want to add multiple schedules, you can give it. Then scroll down. Do you want to keep it in enable state or disable? Then click on create policy. Now, one data lifecycle manager policy got created here. So if you observe what is a resource type, resource type is a volume, when that date created, when it got modified, and policy type is EBS snapshot management, policy state is enable. And whenever you go to schedules, here you can find every 2 hours starting from this time, it is going to create a snapshot, and a maximum of 5 snapshots is going to. What are the tags it is going to add? Job created from DLM tag is going to add. And we are going to get tags from the source volume. Source volume means whatever the tags we have here. These tags also added to this snapshot copy. Cross account sharing we have disabled. Are we sharing this to any other AWS account? No. What tags you have given for this job, that you can find it here. So this is a job we created for resource type as a volume. Similarly, if you want to create for your instance, I'm going to take instance, non-broad job is a name I'm giving. So now I'm going to pick instance name, name as an instant one. So then this is tags for this particular job, and I'm going to go with the default role. So this is schedule 1, and I'm going to take daily backup for every 24 hours or for weekly backup from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I want to create starting from 9 a.m. UTC. How many you want to? So I'm going to create last 10 snapshots. Then scroll down. I'm leaving everything to blank from every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 9 o'clock. It is going to create, it is going to give last 10 snapshots. Create a policy. It is going to create at instance level. I'll show you that. So now a policy got created. If you observe, see the resource type as an instance. At instance level, this job is going to happen. Right? Exclude snapshot of root volume. No, that means, so for this EC2 instance, we have a root volume, right? That contains an operating system. So if you don't want to make that part of this backup job, then you can give it as a yes. So we are going to exclude it. Whenever you are creating for instance level, then we will get this option. See, whenever we click on instance level, somewhere here, we will get this option, exclude snapshot of root volume. So if you select this option, root volume snapshot is not going to happen. but remaining all volumes will happen. I didn't selected that. Even root volume snapshot also is going to create for every single day. So this is a lifecycle policy or DLM, data lifecycle manager. So you can definitely expect one interview question on this particular topic, right? So now I'm open to all your questions.
Yeah, what is the difference between age and count?
Age and count. See, it's a very simple thing. So for example, you are creating snapshot for every 1 hour. So now one copy for after 1 hour, another copy, after 1 hour, another copy, after 1 hour, another copy. Now, if you are using this mechanism with count, so I want to keep only last 2 snapshots. So what happened, even if it is created in same day, even if it is created in same day for every single hour, as you are mentioning count, only most recent one will be available. It continuously keep last 2 recent copies. This is going to delete automatically. When a new copy comes here, so it is going to delete. So it always verify, okay, your actual count and the required count, it will verify. When coming to age, I want to create last 5 days snapshots. So in last 5 days, how many snapshots you created? You will have that. So on day 6th, if it is creating any snapshot, the oldest one, for example, on day 1, this got created. This is going to delete. If when a new day comes, this oldest one is going to delete. But it will verify one thing. Here, whether we have most recent 2 copies or not. If yes, it will. Here, whether our snapshot is created within last 5 days or not, then it will keep.
Okay, so can I say age is bounded to a day?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Avinash, I might be repeating the same question, but consider I have a scenario, Avinash, who just want to discuss with you.
Yeah.
Consider I have a EC2 instance which is running in my company with an attached EBS volume to it, which is not encrypted.
Okay.
But my company policy has changed and I want the EBS volume to be encrypted, the data stored.
Yes.
So how can I do that? As you said, like I can create an encrypted snapshot of volume and I can attach it back. But
Yes.
what about the existing EBS volume, which is not encrypted? What should I do with that?
So for that, what only I mentioned this point, right? You have an existing EBS volume.
Okay.
You have an existing EBS volume. See, if you want to enable encryption for an existing volume,
Possible.
directly it is not possible. So what you can do, you can create a snapshot of the existing volume, then restore it. While restoring it, you are going to get an option to choose encryption. Select that button. Now detach this new volume to your server. Attach this volume to your server. Detach that existing one.
Oh, I can detach, right? I can detach the existing EBS volume then.
Yes.
So the question is, when I detach the existing EBS volume, the snapshots which are created on top of these, which are unencrypted copies, will they remain or should I delete it manually?
That you need to delete it. If you don't want to delete it manually, you need to go and configure retention.
Yeah, lifecycle policy, data lifecycle.
Yeah. So here, I clearly shown that hands-on, this volume is not encrypted. I made it as encrypted. I associated and I have shown that.
I just want to make sure that we have to delete it manually and it does
We
not
need to
delete
delete it manually. As we created that manually, we need to delete it.
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ravi, I didn't get that question. Got it. I can delete the volume, but
I mean, the same thing which we discussed now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, you can ignore that.
Right. So,
Avinash, any questions the certification questions on this, or later we will show it?
I'll show you. I'll show. Yeah. So, any more questions, guys?
We cannot share an encrypted default encrypted volume with other. That point I didn't get it clearly.
Okay. So let me take a 1 GB volume and I'm going to encrypt this volume. While creating itself, I'm going to encrypt my volume. What encryption key I'm using? Default encryption key, right? So default encryption is a name I'm giving, create volume. Got it? So now a default encrypted volume is created. From this encrypted volume, I'm going to create a snapshot. So technically the snapshots also encrypts, right? See, the snapshots also encrypted. So I'm going to call it as encrypted snapshot. So immediately I'm going to get a snapshot here. I got a snapshot, right? You got till here.
Yes.
So now, earlier what I did, I want to share this snapshot with another AWS account users. What I did, I simply went to permissions and I have an option to edit and I have an option to share it. But now, do I have any option to modify permissions? Or even if I go to permissions tab, is it allowing me to share it to any other AWS account?
No.
The reason is it is encrypted with a key that dedicatedly available to only your AWS account. So no other AWS account guy permission to decrypt the data, which is encrypted by using this particular key. So that's why if you encrypt a snapshot, if your snapshot is encrypted with the default encryption key, we cannot share it. Even you cannot even make it public also. It's not allowing us, right? The reason is even, if I share for public users, how they can decrypt the data? They should have that key, right, to decrypt. They don't have that key, so that's why it won't allow. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, it's very much clear. Thank you.
All right, so in our next session, we are going to start with the AMI. So what exactly AMI and how we can take entire backup of our EC2 instance along with all the settings and all. For example, you have taken an EC2 instance, you perform a lot of configurations within that EC2 instance. So you want to take backup copy of that, including settings and all, including your custom wallpaper, your data, your all EBS volumes. In that case, we are going to use a mechanism called AMI. So you can even perform a lot of customizations at OS level, and then you can, launch a number of with that customizations. So after that, we are going to start with the Linux. So I hope some of you guys not registered to the Linux course. Give me a minute. I'll generate the coupon code and I'm going to share it now. So again, I'm mentioning this thing. The coupon code which I'm sharing is going to be valid for coming 3 days only. I'm not asking you to complete that course within the 3 days. So you need to do register. You just need to register within 3 days. Then you can access that for lifetime. So let me, one is Jenkins, Git, and Linux. Right. So promotions. What is the coupon code? This is March 2021 is the coupon code.
Avinash, one more, just like this is a Linux thing. Basically, I'm background from the Windows and SharePoint technology, but we never ever use the Linux. So still applicable to me to use this Linux?
See, end of the day, you can perform all the tasks with Windows operating system or Linux operating system. That doesn't
Windows
matter.
operating system.
So I'm explaining with both the operating systems actually. So you can choose either Windows or Linux. But the problem with this Windows operating system, no? See, in our after a couple of sessions later, I want to make an EC2 instance as a web server. So in Windows, I need to log in, I need to install IIS and all, but for Linux now I can easily simply pass a command and it's going to become as a web server. So
In
such
Windows
type
also
of
we have
options, let me complete. So such type of easy options available. That's why we prefer to go with the Linux. First thing. Second thing, Windows is it involved with costing for the organization. So just reduce the cost only, organization came to cloud. Again, for Windows operating system paying more, that doesn't make any sense. And many applications, if you observe, many of the applications, whoever not bounded to that Microsoft.NET and all, remaining all, they prefer to go with the Linux servers only. So if you look into jobs and all, so you can find many guys expect either Windows experience or Linux experience. So end of the day, you can practice based on your requirement. The same task you can perform with Windows as well as Linux. That doesn't matter. That's based on your comfort.
Okay, and Windows also, like, we can use the commands like PowerShell commands to create a snapshot. All, is it possible that to do?
Yes. I'll show you that in our user data. That's we call it as a user data.
Because in the most of the time I use the PowerShell scripts to know in the SharePoint side, as we are pretty clear on that. So that's why my question that do I need to come with a Linux again?
Yeah. See, now if you observe whatever the things we perform, same thing I'm going to perform with Linux operating system also.
Okay, so just
detaching volume, making it as a web server. Again, I'm going to take 2 more Linux sessions. So Monday we are going to start with the, we will discuss about AMI. If time permits, we are going to start with the Linux volumes and web server mechanism. Then again, we will come back to AWS.
Okay, noted.
Same thing we will perform with Windows as well as Linux. But my personal suggestion, have some basic Linux knowledge. See, we have a phobia or fear. If you kept that aside, you won't feel like that. Even initially, I used to have, okay, Linux, everything is a command. For single operation, I need to execute a command and all. Such type of options, such type of, phobia or fear I used to have. But once we get familiar with that, no, it's not going to be that much difficult. Trust me, if you go through the Linux course I shared, so you will gain some, moderate experience in Linux operating system. If someone asks you something, you will get confidence to answer it. Why? Because that entire course I have explained by comparing it with Windows. Okay, in Windows we have this, in Linux we have this. For example, in Windows, do we have ls command? If I open command prompt, if I give ls command, will it accept?
No.
All right. But in Windows, if you're opening it with git bash, if you give ls, same command, ls command is going to work in Windows operating system also. See, it's working. So such type of comparisons I did mainly with Windows and Linux. So take some time, go to that course. You really don't find that much difficulty and all.
Okay, noted. I'll try.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, so that's it for this session, guys. And I already copied this course links in our regular document, and I'm going to share that via our Slack channel also. In February, I'm going to paste this.
Questions will be.
I'll share questions when time comes. And I pasted in our chat box also. You can just do copy and paste. And I even added that in the document of our EC2. And you can find there also. So total 3 options you have to get that. All right, so that's it for today's session. See you again on Monday. Have a nice weekend, guys. Thank you.